Good afternoon. We are discussing today the subject Indian Ethos in Management, which is an HR specialization of semester 6. We are on unit number 2, where we are going to study this topic work ethos. What do you mean by work ethos? As you have seen in the earlier lectures, the meaning of ethos is the customs, traditions, conventions followed in a particular place. So what does work ethos mean? Work ethos means the customs, traditions or the norms which are followed at the workplace. Work ethos plays a very important role in extracting the best of your employees. If you want your employees to be productive, the work ethos of your organization should be very strong. Work ethos is like the heart of why we work, what drives us and gives us purpose and meaning in the workplace. There are basically two levels of work ethos, basic level and top level. What do you mean by basic level? Basic level means the work ethos which should be there in each and every employee, irrespective of whether he is from the top management, middle management or the lower management, or he is a clerk or a supervisor or a departmental head. Everyone should have these qualities. What are they? Discipline, punctuality, proper behavior, valuing time, dignity of work, and doing things that are morally correct. When I say doing things that are morally correct, that means you should follow some work ethics. You should not do anything which is going to harm the organization. You should do things which are useful and productive. You should always follow the timeline given to you. Whatever work you do, you should like that work. That is dignity of work. Many people, they just hate their work. मुझे नहीं करना है, मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगता है. So that should not be there. Work ethos is where you are having dignity of work. Whatever work you are given, you respect that work. In addition to these basic values, if you are at the top level, you should also have these qualities. That is having a very good work culture. Every employee is expected to be loyal to the organization, loyal to his team, loyal to his department. They need to be committed and responsible. Whatever work is given to you, you should do with great perseverance. You should not leave it halfway. You should take more and more responsibility. You should always have a sense of belongingness. What do you mean by this? You should feel that this is my organization. The people with whom you are working, they are my people. That feeling of belongingness will create a sense of commitment, responsibility, and make the work very, very productive. As a employee of the organization, you represent your organization. So when you are at a public place, you are not Mr. A or Mr. B. You are representing your organization. So you should follow a behavior which will maintain the reputation of your organization at the public place also. So these are the two levels of work ethos, the basic level and the top level. Now we come to the topic dimensions of work ethos. What are the different components of work ethos, or what are the things which are comprising of work ethos? First is protecting interest of the organization. So as an employee, you should offer goods which are of good quality, maintain high level of productivity, so that everybody's interests and especially interests of the organization is protected. Second is appropriate systems, policies and procedures which are used in your organization or implemented in your organization should be such that there is no friction, there is no conflict, and everybody is clear about what they need to do. Third dimension is communication system. Communication should be transparent, it should be proper, there should be a clear line of communication. Everyone in the organization should know to whom they have to report, how the work is to be done. This kind of communication will help to reduce any misunderstanding or distrust among the employees. The fourth dimension is there should be a sense of loyalty. Just now I explained to you. If the employee has the feeling of belongingness, this is my organization, ये मेरा company है, then this will lead to increase in productivity of the employee. He or she will always act in the best interest of the organization. The next dimension is discipline. Every employee of the organization should be disciplined. He need not be told again and again, ये करना है, वो करना है, ये time पे खत्म करो, you know. Some amount of self-discipline should be there in the employee. And the last dimension of work ethos is the 4 P's. Now what do you mean by the 4 P's? It includes the pay, prospect, promotion and performance. See, these are the 4 important P's where chances of conflict are going to arise between the employer and employee. So if good work ethics is followed there, then there is no question of any conflict in the organization. The pay, that is the compensation, should be ethical. जितना काम आप करवा रहे हो उतना कम से कम उतना तो पे देना ही चाहिए आपको. Prospects and promotion, आगे बढ़ने के कितने चांस है एम्प्लॉय के. And performance, we have seen the subject performance management in the 5th semester. Most conflicts between employer and employee are because the appraisal of the employee, performance appraisal of the employee is done in an unethical way. So here you need to maintain work ethics. Now what are the steps in work ethics? As an HR manager or as a member of the top management, how will you bring about work ethics in your organization? So first step is you must always link the wages to the productivity. जितना काम किया उतना तो पे मिलना ही चाहिए. ज़्यादा काम किया तो ज़्यादा पे. Higher wages, higher productivity. This will have a multiplier effect because everyone in the organization knows कि अच्छा काम करोगे तो आपका salary ज़्यादा होगा या आपको wages बढ़ा दिया जाएगा. So you link wages to productivity. Then you should also reward the people who are attending or coming to office regularly. That is called as attendance bonus. Because if people remain absent, this will have an adverse effect on productivity. So if you have an attendance bonus, this will help to reduce your absenteeism. The third step is you must always motivate your employees by recognizing their efforts. How will you do that? You can offer monetary and or non-monetary benefits. The next step is ensure that each and every employee participates in management. That's employee participation should be very high. This keeps the employee well motivated. Many organizations are affiliated to political parties, and if there is political interference in your organization, this will have a very bad impact or bad influence on workers' productivity. So as far as possible, see to it that there is no political interference. The last step is prayers. Now you'll wonder how prayer and productivity of the worker is linked with each other. But there are lots of organizations where this method has been implemented and has given good results. Where when the organization begins in the morning, when the office begins in the morning, the employees assemble together and they say a short prayer. Now when this is done, it brings a little bit of unity among people. It boosts the morale of the employee and makes the employee committed to work. The last topic here is factors responsible for poor work ethos. You might find that there are some organizations which don't work well at all, and there are some where employees are very happy over there. So in organizations where people are not satisfied, not happy, the work ethos is very poor. So let's find out what are the factors which result in poor work ethos. First is lack of commitment, lack of discipline, poor working conditions. If the employees are not given a proper infrastructure, proper place to sit, if the room is not well ventilated, then you can't expect them to be productive. So poor working conditions. There is too much of political interference. Moral standards have declined in general. Nowadays we say no, it is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means people are not ethical. So in general, if you look at the society, moral standards have declined. People will not work in an ethical way if the recognition is not given by the management. So lack of recognition. If there is a high rate of absenteeism in the organization, so the person who is sincere will also not work. मैं क्यों करूँ, सब लोग absent रहते हैं, सब लोग छुट्टी मारते हैं, that kind of attitude will come. The top management is not proper. The leader of the whole organization is not giving proper directions. When the workload is very heavy in the organization, stress levels are very high, or the employee is not clear about his role, or he is not clear about to whom he is accountable, then also the work ethos is very poor in such an organization. If the employee feels that he is being discriminated against, or he or she is being exploited by the management, that means perceived discrimination, then also they will not have a high or good work ethos. And the last point is lack of transparency. What is happening in the organization, why things are being changed in the organization, that is not communicated to the employee. The employee's participation in management is not there. All this will result in poor morale of the employees, and he might not be able to work as productively as expected from him. Okay, with that, this was a very small topic. We have covered the topic work ethos from unit number